Do you think CDL will test for Addy ever? I don't think so. Well, chat, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say about that. As far as CDL testing for Addy, I don't think it's going to happen. Even if it did happen, though, I think every player who uses Addy could just easily go get a script from a doctor. Now, the question is, will CDL ban it regardless, even if it's from a doctor, kind of like steroids or something? I don't think so. Like, imagine being on ADHD medication. Imagine being on Adderall since you were in, like, middle school. And then you go pro in COD, and next thing you know, CDL saying, you can't use this drug you've been on your whole life. I don't think they'll test for it, but even if they test for it, are they gonna make it so you have to have a script from a doctor if you are gonna use it? Because that's really easy to get, and everyone will probably do that anyway. Adderall is a banned substance in professional sports leagues, even if you have a prescription. Well, maybe. It is a big difference when you take it for the first few times, but it's not a difference in your skill. It just like helps you concentrate. It makes it interesting. Like when I take Adderall, I'm interested in the game I'm playing. I want to start up another game. I want to play. But it doesn't make you fucking better. No one was average, started taking Adderall, and then went pro. Do I think players... All right, this is why people take Addy. People take Addy because it makes the game they're playing a lot more interesting. It makes them try harder. It makes them care more. And once you get that feeling, it makes it so... The problem is how uninterested you are when you stop taking it. That's the real fucking thing. It's not necessarily how good Adderall is. It's how bad not being on Adderall is once you start taking Adderall consistently. That shit sucks. Even now, I haven't taken it in almost like 6 months. But I still have I really don't have interest in playing video games. Adderall is not a fucking, it's not a steroid to where you have a complete unfair advantage. I don't think it is an advantage. No one has ever been average, started taking Adderall, and then suddenly they're good as fuck now. Less likely to choke? You're probably more likely to choke because you fucking overthink beyond belief. And the perspective is that, like, oh, I feel good. I feel focused. But really nothing is, like, your gameplay is not really changing. Do pros also smoke before matches? No. I don't think any... There might be one pro out there that's high. And they're probably pretty average.
Look, Mom, I'm sobbing.
Weed is not... In my whole Halo career, I did not... Anyone that was performing at the top, they did not... They smoked weed maybe every now and then, but they were no pothead. Trust me, chat. On matches that counted, no one was getting high. O's wasn't getting high. Maybe playing like GBs or wagers or fucking something, but... According to the CDL player contract, dropping PEDs will get you banned. They may choose to make an example out of you. You do have a point. I read it in that voice, but you do have a point. They might try to make an example out of him, but I feel like the entire fucking community... Like, just imagine the entire COD chat, the toxic COD chat. I feel like everyone would turn against them. If they, like, tried to make an example out of Hook, I don't know if it'd be good for the league. I will say, you know how many people aren't going to say anything? Because people aren't going to say anything, even though it could better the future of the CDL. It would help, who knows, 10 to 50 pros that are probably struggling with some fucking Adderall abuse. Probably just living miserable lives and have to take Adderall every day just to, like, get going again. Because I've been there, but a lot of people won't say anything because it might affect them negatively. And they probably don't have enough confidence in themselves that if shit did hit the fan, that they would be able to go into a different direction and succeed anyways. Or they're just selfish. It's not just about the pros. Because there's a lot of dumb fuck kids that probably pay attention. There's a lot of dumb fuck kids that pay attention, and they're gonna hear. I mean, I don't really know if completely bringing all this Adderall talk to light. I don't know if and bringing it out in the open in public. A few things probably could have. This can probably be handled differently. I don't know if like sort of all of this blowing up right now is the right thing. Because there's obviously a lot of young kids that are looking at this. They're like, oh my God, Adderall was the secret. All the pros are on Adderall. Oh my God, I want to try it now. There's probably some people doing that. I think the people that do have experience on it and do have negative experiences on it, they should speak about it. If you haven't taken it, if you don't know anything about it, don't speak on it. But I don't know. I don't know the fucking solution. I don't know the fucking solution for the Adderall use and abuse. I don't know the solution to stop the little kids from taking Adderall once they're slowly realizing that a lot of people do take it. People, they need to know the downs, and they need to know the true ups. People just see like, oh, they're taking Adderall, and all the pro players are taking Adderall. You know how many fucking more non-pro players are taking Adderall? It's not going to make you better. It's just like, it's an enjoyable drug at first that like spikes your dopamine, serotonin, whatever, the feel-good chemicals in your brain. It spikes the fuck out of that at first, and it is great at first. But then I'd say a month down the road, it's like, God, I feel like shit unless I don't take it. And that's where like I feel like some knowledge has to be spewed. Someone said earlier that Adderall is banned in other sports as well, or like other professional sports, even if it is from the doctor. That could be interesting, because I know, okay, when I was a pro player, if I would have seen this, say I'm a COD pro right now and I play, and I take a bunch of Adderall, never play without it, which I didn't in Halo. Let's just say in Halo, during me being pro in Halo, if they would have started saying like, CDL needs to start testing and prescription or not, you shouldn't be allowed to take Adderall, I'd be like, fuck. So I can see why a lot of people would not want this. But as someone who was in that space, it probably would be a blessing if that was to happen. If MLG or CDL came out and they were like, yeah, we're testing for Adderall. If you test positive, you can't play. I don't care if you have a doctor's prescription. As much as I would have hated that being a pro player, in the long run, it'd probably save me a lot of hell to go through. But at the same time, I don't know if that's the right move. Why does something need to be done about it? Now, if it's looking out for people's like long-term health and just how fucked up and depressed it can make you and kind of fuck your life up and how you feel like shit every day if you're not on it, then it should be looked into. But people are saying something needs to be done about it. Why does something need to be done about it? That's what we need to talk about. Competitive integrity. I don't think Adderall has anything to do with the competitive integrity. It is literally an advantage. No, it is not. There is some competitive integrity because it puts everyone on the same thing. Like everyone's sober. So I guess it does sort of balance it, but it's just this misconception that Adderall makes you better. It doesn't. That's like saying your fucking G Fuel makes you play better. That's like saying you were only at this level, but then you started drinking G Fuel, and it's like now you could go pro. You think taking Adderall doesn't give you a competitive advantage is the dumbest thing I've heard. Abusing it is one thing. Taking it strategically for tournaments 100% gives you a competitive advantage. Abusing it is one thing. Taking it strategically for tournaments 100% gives you a competitive advantage. I would say if you get the blessing, first off, you feel different you feel different every time you take Addy. Sometimes it hits you. Sometimes you take it and you're like, oh yeah, I feel it. Like I'm feeling good. Taking it I like what you said. You said taking it strategically for tournaments. There's a lot of people out there who will strategically take Adderall on tournament day. They don't practice on it. In fact, in H2A, that's pretty much what I did. I didn't really practice on it. Will it make you play better? I don't think so. From my years and years, it will not make you play better, but it will make you focused on the match. It will give you, like, you know, that extra motivation. So, does Adderall make you better at video? Woke Adderall make you better? No. Will taking it strategically on tournament day, where you're more likely to get the dopamine and serotonin rise out of it. Now that could be, we could be onto something.